What?
Holy shit! My voice was silenced for a bit.
Nice, Chris.
Shit.
Fucking.
You know what you should do? Okay, here's what we do. When we
I don't know
edit
how long
this,
that was.
put a talk-to-speech function and just do a computer voice replacing your wherever it muted. Don't
Chris,
explain it.
Chris should. Why? What's the point of doing the makeup podcast if you fuck up the makeup? First you mute Ian, now you mute yourself. What's the point of this podcast, Chris? Are you just gonna keep doing this?
Oh,
I fucking can't. I'm like losing it over here.
Guys, I know it's September, but I really want to get this July issue out right.
How long was that? It was 40 minutes. Okay, but luckily,
Are you serious?
yeah. Hang on, but I think like 20 of those were before we hopped on. So I might do the computer thing so we don't lose it, or we could just start here.
Let's start here. How about that?
You want to start here? Okay, we'll go quick rundown. Yo, Luca's good. There's some weird. We talked about the issue that Disney does with gay baiting in that show, in that movie. Having said that, the animation is still fantastic and top notch. Is it my favorite? No, but it's up there. But it's beautiful, you know. Black Widow. Solid, good fights. We don't like Taskmaster. We just don't. And Ian was able to guess the twist pretty fucking easily, like first try. So, you know, I don't think it's gonna be that hard for anyone else to also figure out. Go see it. It's a good. It's surprisingly good fight scenes to an average Marvel movie, but there's some good acting in there. So, yeah. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah, that was the first 20 minutes we just fucking lost. So,
congratulations, Chris.
I need to make sure that was recording.
Was that recorded? Was any of them recorded, Chris? What's going on?
Chris, you need to be honest with me right now. I've never listened to this show. Does this even go anywhere?
I'm sorry, Chris. It did not pick up your horn.
Oh, it didn't?
No, because Chris,
RTX is on.
Noise cancel. Yes, what the fuck you think?
I always forget, and I always forget to make a backup. So you know what I do on Stream, Nick? I make a duplicate of every setting. So one with RTX, and then the other I switch to, so nothing changes, but the RTX filter comes off, and then I do that. But I forgot to make one for this, so we're gonna stick to that. But I have a clown horn. For goofy shit like this.
Yeah.
So, it's good. It's a good podcast. 6 years.
Hey,
almost.
Tell your friends. You believe
really
we've been doing this 6 fucking years?
I don't fucking know. I don't like look it up.
You don't know 6 years, Chris?
I don't want to look it up. I don't want to.
Did we count that one?
It's hard to confront your own, God, how young were you 6 years ago? Let's talk about that.
Who, me?
I was 20. I was 20.
I was like 18, 19.
Oh my god, that's right. You're both infants. Why do I know you?
I just always look like an old man. I talk like one too. I'm already like, I'm already like, do you all know what a floppy disk is? So I had to use those at some point. CDs are new to people. Did you know that?
Poor. Okay.
People don't know what a fucking DVD is. Did you know that one?
Do people not know?
Well, the
about
kids like don't know. Some teenagers straight up I've met now have never seen a fucking DVD or like.
I remember like a few years ago when I was still doing school district work, and I realized that kids that were graduating were all born after 1999.
Yeah.
And that made me so viscerally disgusted with myself. Like,
yeah, if you were born in 2000, you were born in the future, technically.
Yeah, in my opinion.
2000, that's where the sky is chrome color. What are you talking about, guys?
It's what
Yeah.
SpongeBob promised. Like,
It's exactly.
Yeah.
and people don't know that SpongeBob episode. So like, what's going on? And
Wait, which one?
and then I'm like, but did you guys ever go to
Wait.
you'rethemannow.com? And they were like, no, and I was like, but E-Bomb's World exists. You must have heard of that. They're like, no, and I was like, but you're the man now, dog. The guy got in a fight with the guy from E-Bomb's World, and we all wanted the guy from E-Bomb's World to lose, even though we didn't quite like the guy from You're the Man Now, dog. So like, and then and Flash was a thing, and it doesn't exist anymore, and all those games are gone, and we're here, and I'm here, and you're here.
You
Yelling on a fucking Yeti mic.
Hang on. Ian.
Yeah.
Mute your mic. At this point, we both mute our mic. Thank you. Chris,
Yeah,
you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay.
You guys know about that website that like whitehouse.com or something?
Whitehouse.com.
Wife House?
Whitehouse.com, because the White House did not buy the URL name.
Yeah! Holy shit, I do know about that. I remember that shit.
Feature into letting you go to a nudie website, because that's what it was. It was it was naughty parts of No Ladies. It was.
I do remember hearing about that. Like,
you aren't kidding.
I think I was too scared.
Sure.
Well, plus I've told this story. I got a computer pretty late, or like a home computer, and we were way behind.
Yeah.
Because it was like an old hand-me-down from like my dad's work.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I had a big old CRT. It was a Dell.
How long did it take for you to watch a video on YouTube when YouTube started?
Dude, I didn't even know you could watch videos on like.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know about like video websites until YouTube came out, like in 05, 06.
Yeah, I think it was when YouTube came out. So like
like the closest
so
was
if I saw a video online, it was because it was embedded.
Right.
That's how I knew.
Hey Chris.
Yeah.
So the only videos I ever saw was whatever people uploaded on like addicting games or stick game, like those videos.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I didn't know there was like specific websites for video or movies. Like that would blow my mind if I heard that.
I think it was my dad introduced me to that because he found
my dad.
Your dad, my father. From down around Konkama. Came down. He came down. He did from the bay, and like told me.
Okay, Hulk.
You know, I don't even know what that is anymore. That's not even. He told me.
He came down. He did.
Oh, May. He came down. He did, and he told me.
Do it now.
There you go. Watch this video, son. And it was a video.
Wait, Chris. Chris, is this recording? Hang on. We gotta check.
I am recording.
Okay.
I'm redlining. This is what's good.
You're peeking? Yeah, you are.
Oh yeah. And my dad, he goes, "Watch this," and then I watched it, and it was a parody video of The Matrix, and it was all farts, and everyone's farting, and I thought it was the funniest fucking thing in the world, and I don't know what that video's called anymore, but
and then everyone clapped.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the first joke is someone in the Matrix tube, and it's a woman giving birth, so that's the first gag. And then it's all uphill from there.
Real classy stuff, guys.
So you know what? That was probably whatever that shit was. Like, wherever that was from.
Okay.
Oh, man. Anyone remember Winamp?
All right.
WIN app?
Yeah. Winamp?
Yeah, I still use it.
You still use it?
I still use it.
I should get back on it. Like, honestly, I'm thinking about returning to Winamp.
Wait, so is it a gaming thing? What is Winamp?
Winamp is like this thing. it was probably the best media player, like for music, but also it could customize your PC backgrounds and all this, and like,
Oh wow.
it's just a great software that was so fucking customizable, and it ran everything well.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, wow. And then
Yeah, I saw.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I saw my Excel Saga WinApp skin.
And then they upgraded 3.0. And
And
we all
it was
stuck
never
with
the same.
2.0 and for 10 years or some shit. Like whatever, however
was
fucking
long.
long it was. Oh man. Okay. I think I'm tiring myself out with that. Let's anyway. So we're back, and what else did I watch? I did watch a bunch of TV shows. We finished Godzilla Singularity Point.
Okay.
That is some science mumbo jumbo that is happening in in that anime. Granted, as someone who was a fan of, and I know this sounds like the nerdiest fucking shit in the world, as someone who was a fan of quantum physics in high school and into college and would just look up that shit for fun, because quantum physics, as I always called it, was the science for the existentialist, and that's what that shit was. And it just made sense to me, the concepts, even though I know they're really vague for a lot of people.
Yes.
Not me though, as someone who's so intelligent.
Me, a clever boy. I don't think
I'm
you
a real
understand.
clever boy.
You're feeling cheeky today.
I'm feeling real cheeky, and so so there is some stuff in there. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's legit, and then there's some stuff I'm like, I would have to look that shit up because I don't know, like they kept saying orthogonal diagonal laser, and I don't know if that's like what it's actually called, but but as someone who used to study science before going into English, there is some stupid fucking names out there, so I don't doubt it. How about
I forgot that it was called a laser. I think
no,
that's
it's the
why.
orthogonal diagonal laser.
Diagonal laser.
Diagonalizer. Sorry.
Diagonal.
Oh, okay.
Diagonalizer.
That was a separate word. No, you're right. You're
you
right.
say it as it's spelled out, like or orthogonal. I think diagonal.
You know, when I first heard of it, I actually heard it as orthogonal loop. I think it was just to like shorten the
I'm
concept.
actually pretty sure it's called orthogonal diagonal.
No, you're right. No,
okay.
No, I'm saying like when I first heard the term, it was called orthogonal loop, and it was essentially just to summarize, to summarize the overall concept of being created to create.
But
yourself.
I'm pretty sure. Well, that's the concept, right? But the thing they invent in the show is to get around that, and that's called the orthogonal diagonalizer.
Yeah, you know what? Like the way they handle it reminded me very much of 80s and early 90s Gynex, where it was literally just Ano being a huge nerd and then putting as many scientific concepts as much as possible, to a point where in Gunbuster, well, I said before Fooly Cooly, the director Kazuya Tsutamaki did the school classrooms, essentially explain, especially the skits that explain the science behind the giant mechs in space.
Yeah.
And it was a thing of like, you can tell what parts were at the time like being discussed or argued against, and what was like the definitive like concept that was used for atomical theory. And it's one of those things where like it dates itself on the spot, but at the same time it's ahead of its time. Like it's one of those things, and I feel like that's what they did here.
Okay.
It's just how they handled the very dated concepts.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a good show. Go ahead, Chris.
And so that's what I want to get to, right? Is that so I'm a big Godzilla fan. Everyone knows this. I've never shut up about it. I know, right? It's fucking new shit.
Okay.
Just got on it. Got on it and like, okay. So it would actually reminds me as like closer to Showa era Godzilla in the sense that the main protagonists are there's a lot of groups going on. They're scientists as opposed to military personnel. They're all scientists trying to figure this out. While you do have a faction that do seem to work for some government agency. It's colorful. It happens during the day as opposed to Legendaries, because those films are funded by the military and have to have military propaganda in it,
Right.
up the wazoo sometime, and like.
Oh.
But this reminded me of that, and there obviously a lot of the quantum physics or the quantum mechanics stuff going on in that show. It's just supposed to be. It feels to me, at least, it's just one big meta thing to say, "Oh, we're doing a reboot of the universe." This is
Right,
but it's gonna have all the old players in new forms and new ways to come about.
Mhm.
So you're seeing all these like baby versions and like of classic monsters that look like they will evolve into those Godzilla monsters. You have Rodan. Well, a group of Rodans. They're all just petrodactyls. Although they hint later that there's a bigger Rodan, like the Rodan, big flying fire monster, petrodactyl, or pterodactyl, and there will be the I always call it the Christmas tree monster. I don't remember what it's called. It's not Gigan, but it has the Christmas trees for hands. And then of course Jet Jaguar is a completely new form, and Jet Jaguar fucking rules in this anime. Oh my god, he's so cool. At first I thought his design was way too goofy, but now I'm all about it. I'm like, oh, this new Jet Jaguar kicks ass. And I was cheering for him, man. I wanted him to win. And Godzilla, I think, is fucking cool in this version. I believe it is a straight up reference to Shin Godzilla in the way he does his first kind of wild attack, although it has way different properties than what happens in that movie. And he evolves like Shin Godzilla, so it's that kind of evolution going on, while also still maintaining a legendary presence, as he's talked about in like folklore and all that. Right. Which other monsters are mentioned to kind of show like there's a cycle here that's gonna keep happening.
Okay.
And other hints to other like Hedorah's like hinted at as I think there's a shrine and it's like built to him, which is fucking wild. And on the ground level, like all the characters are great. I think I like all of them. It's fun to kind of follow through with all their stuff going on. There's some good direction going on in animation. At first, it takes a little bit to get used to 3D monsters, and I'm like, no, I think the 3D meshes really well in this anime. And just as a Godzilla fan, like just marking out and seeing all this stuff while also getting like a pretty original story for the Godzilla stuff. And yeah, I hope they get season 2 because, as I've said before, you usually don't get a follow up with the same Godzilla team because Toho is notoriously hard to work with. And that's why we'll never get Shin Godzilla 2. Or if we do, it's definitely not going to be directed by Anno.
Yeah.
And like, that's going to suck ass. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I mean, legendary stuff's going on, but they kind of didn't hint towards any of that. So that's fine by me. Honestly, I enjoyed this, man. As a Godzilla fan, I really dug it. Had me cheering out of my seat like a little kid and thinking that was like the coolest fucking thing I had ever seen.
Oh, okay.
And like, oh my god, the soundtrack is killer. There's 2 songs in particular. There's a main reoccurring Indian lullaby that they use, and then their version of Godzilla's theme might be my new favorite version. To the point where I've been listening to it on and off because I think it's so fucking cool. And like, oh, it's great. It's great. It's great. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I know it's gonna be I know it's kind of a divisive anime. It's because of all the mumbo jumbo, but I really liked it. I did.
Okay.
Also, that ending sequence is great. I gotta figure out who did that because I love that shit.
I have a question that's tangentially related to that. Have y'all seen the trailer for Eva 3+1?
Nah, I saw that one where it was like 10 seconds long or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so I'm gonna watch it then. Have you seen it? Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I've watched the trailer and I'm all caught up. Like the last movie they released was like 8 years ago or something.
Yeah, Nick and I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in high school.
Jesus Christ.
We drove all the way down to like San Diego, I think, to watch it.
Oh, fuck me. I mean, I remember when the first one came out, I was in high school, I think. It was 2007, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something funny. And then you get to 2.0, and it's just a black screen with the letters "Too Bad" on it from Hideki Anno. And then 3.0 is a black screen with the letters "So Sad" on it. So I can't wait for 3.0 plus 1.0. I hope it just says "Nana Nana Boo Boo, stick your head in doo doo." I told Nick my preferred ending for this whole movie thing is I want Anno just coming, like the movie cuts hard way in the middle, and Anno walks onto walks onto a white soundstage with just a single folding chair in the middle, and he's reading hate mail to the audience for like an hour.
No, wait, Chris, I told you that. That's my idea.
That's your idea? Okay.
What do you mean, Chris? That's what I said. I told you.
Idea,
I had a whole thing about it.
Well, because that mistake.
Oh, what? Because I told you?
No, because it was funny. Like, so I thought obviously
had to do it. It's funny, therefore you have to think about it.
I did it. No, I'm willing to do my memory. I know about.
Holy shit!
No, if it's yours, it's yours. There you go.
God damn.
Everybody for joining us here on Fox Nerds, where we're going to talk over each other.
Just yell.
We're
like Red Eye?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to watch the movie. I'm going to watch it. Hey, apparently, like, I have to read the manga now? Is that true?
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, you do, actually, you do.
Fuck, dude, really?
I got it. I mean, I have read it, but
I just don't wanna. How about that? Like, I don't.
Like, how about I just tell you what happened? Does it make you feel better?
Fucking maybe.
I'll tell you what happened.
I don't want to read. Tell me what happened.
All right.
Isn't not much, but like
not right now. In case anyone wants to catch up.
Anyone wants to read the manga for Neon Evangelion? Okay.
Yeah.
Who, Chris? Who?
I wanted to ask you guys about the title. I don't know if it's been explicitly stated this as such, but instead of calling it Eva 4, it's being called 3+1. Is that because he tried to end this 3 times and now he's adding one more attempt at ending Eva?
I thought it was just to like fuck with us or something. I
don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Ian.
Not until we watch it, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Yes, I guess. I love how we're as all Eva fans, none of us are excited in particular.
Yeah, it's like all right
to watch it. It's like okay, what's he got?
This time?
Animation wise and just artwork wise, it's gonna be beautiful and high budget and amazing to look at. Oh, what is the writing gonna be? What's the editing choices?
What, you didn't like 3.0?
Did you?
I had a good time.
I
didn't have a good time.
Man.
I didn't have a good time. Okay. Well, clearly I have the stupid idea. Never mind.
No. If you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it.
Yeah, but that's not funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of
funny.
See, so it is wrong. No, it's not funny. It's not wrong.
There's no right or wrong, but it's funny that you like this bad movie.
It's funny. Chris, what else did you do with your week, huh?
What else did I do? So yeah, Godzilla's good. Everyone go watch Godzilla. I like Godzilla.
Okay,
and
that's cool.
I finished. I finished another show, didn't I? No. Okay. Well, I finally started Harley Quinn on HBO. Nick and I, we just finished season 1, and we're in like episode 3 of season 2.
Yeah.
So I know I'm late to the party, and everyone told me I would like it, but I like it.
Are they right?
I think it's a
Okay.
good show. I think it's funny. I think it's genuinely funny, and like has some really good writing in there.
One thing that'll be worth. I want to get more into your thoughts about Harley Quinn now that you're caught up.
No, I'm not fully caught up. Just the first season and a couple episodes of the second one.
Okay.
How many seasons are there?
3, I think. Is that right? I've watched 2. I think the third may have come out already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in our previous ghost episode, only the real believers can see it. We talked a little bit about how DC was very upset that they wanted to put in a sex scene between Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Talked about that a little bit. Yes. And I hope you understand now why a scene like that would be so critical to a show like...
Yeah, it must absolutely be known. Well, they say he shaves, and Catwoman can like verify that. So.
It's true. They did say that,
and I would believe
it.
You know, he's gotta like be a fireman. He's gotta jump right in the suit and get right out the door. You know,
he's like a dirty fireman, or
oh, he's a filthy fire. He smells probably like a
Nick. It's all rubber and like.
Wait, Ian, do you know what a dirty fireman is?
I'm scared to ask. What is a dirty fireman?
I mean, wow. Okay, so a dirty fireman is essentially like, yeah, you go down on her, and then she hoses you, like, you know. But it's like it goes both ways. Like you pee on her, she pees on you, like a fire.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nick bringing in the raunchy. We've become a radio show, by the way. At this point, we've become morning radio. So we're yelling at each other. I tried to do a clown horn noise, and now Nick is telling us sex moves. So like,
rusty venture.
What's a rusty trombone, Nick? What's?
I don't know. I'm not that perverted.
All right, so Harley Quinn's good. It's
funny.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's good. I like the cast. I like the voice acting. Some good voices in there. Like, yeah, it's just a very funny show. I mean, I'm finally glad they're going with the line of Harley Quinn, you know, finally breaking up with the Joker, because that's the most toxic fucking relationship ever. And whenever I remember growing up, and people would go, "Oh, our relation," I'm like her Harley Quinn to his Joker, because we're both outcasts.
That's gross.
And then I would immediately, and then I wouldn't say anything, but like immediately would go, "Oh yeah," just that's how you see it.
It's like, I don't know if this is maybe a great comparison because they're real people, but
yeah,
like I'll mention it a little bit later in the show. Had my mom come into town. It was very nice, lovely visit. She had told me back in the day that there were people who wanted to brag about being Sid and Nancy, and like, why would you want to be that?
Wait, what's that from?
Sid Vicious and her name, his girlfriend.
Yeah, I know. Wow.
Who thinks that's something to brag about? Like, yeah.
It's that's one you gotta hope they're just all surface level. Like they're all just thinking on the surface and not actually going through the same thing, you know?
We did a bunch of heroin and we shit out a window. It was a real cool, you know, we're cool.
We're kooky. But yeah, I like that whole storyline. I kind of wanted it to follow the comics in the sense that Ivy and Harley are into each other, but like, but Kite Man's actually pretty funny, so like, I don't mind that too much.
Yeah, you got your stamp of approval because he's funny, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
That's all it took.
Hey, he just has to make me laugh. That's
all things. Poopy butthole movie, huh?
Poopy butthole movie. Hey, so I told Nick this story, but I don't know if you know it, Ian. When Mike Judge filmed that scene for Idiocracy, the Poopy Butthole movie, that's like a real theater and a real audience that he aired that clip to in order to get the reaction, and they're genuinely laughing to the point where Mike Judge went, well, why do we even need to make the rest of the movie? Let me just make this, because obviously we're overthinking comedy here. Like,
you guys want to see a 90-minute version of this? Huh?
And the answer is yes. That would have done really. Let me ask you guys: would you guys go watch the feature length of Poopy Butthole movie?
Like, I would be morbidly I'd be a fool not to go.
100%, right? Like,
yeah.
What are you not gonna go watch Poopy Butthole movie? Like,
what's the audience?
Everyone.
It was everyone.
Everyone.
His children, grandma, everybody.
Nick, did you not see that scene in Idiocracy where they're all laughing towards a movie? That looks like the funnest fucking thing to ever go watch. Like,
and you're jealous, huh?
I'm jealous. We'll never write anything that good.
I feel that I think that a great example, actually, of really similar. Y'all have seen Rick and Morty before at this point?
Yeah, I stopped at like season 2 or 3. The fandom did me in, and then I just never got back to it. I'm sure one day I'll watch it because it's actually a legitimately good show. It's just I don't like talking to people about it.
Yeah, I like if I see a great example is it's something where if I see someone wearing like merch, I think, oh, I know not to talk to you.
That's right.
I know.
That's right. 100%.
It's
like Voltron. I really liked Voltron. I'm glad I didn't watch this last season, apparently, but like I'll never talk to someone who also liked Voltron on Netflix.
I mean, I knew someone who was obsessed with the show when it came out.
Yeah.
They had like a lanyard of what was it, the blue and red one, both kissing.
That's right.
Yeah, Lance Heath, that was the ship. That was the
ship.
Let me say this.
And I was like, oh, is that a spoiler or
No.
I wish.
It was also a show that had I mean, we don't have to get into this. You guys can you know, listeners, you can go back. We had a whole episode where we talked about the Voltron series, I think, at length at some point.
Oh yeah, of everything that went down.
Yeah,
because like I said, I was into that show. I really liked that show.
Yeah, but no, I agree with you, Chris. There's some psycho motherfuckers out there. The same
with sure fucking is, dude. I'm never gonna tell anyone what. Like... And it sucks because there's some really good scenes in there. You know that scene where like Rick is talking to a therapist and he tries to go on like this whole high and mighty thing about being too smart for therapy, but then the therapist gets their monologue and she fucking nails him, and it's this like just whole commentary on people who think they're too smart for therapy actually endangering not only themselves but others because they're not willing to introspect and look at what they have shortcomings and all that. It's a good scene. And then no, dude, and it's the Pickle Rick movie, the Pickle Rick episode, I think. So like, you know, that's what got famous, and and that was great. Great.
Yeah,
the show's good. It's funny.
Literally,
Again, I'll
I was
never
just going to say like
talk about it. Sorry, go ahead.
That Dan Harmon had an interview on NBC, like a half-hour interview. It was really good, where he talks about like writing process and stuff like that, and it was very interesting. But he does like kind of talk about the frustration of, you know, you're pulled in a few different directions as a writer who's being paid, between expressing what you want to express and what the network would wants you to do, which I guess Adult Swim is pretty a light touch when it comes to that kind of thing. But, and then also the pull of you do have to in some ways cater to your audience. Like you have to make these people happy so that you can keep doing the thing you want to do.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, he has his 8-part story writing, but then it's just like something random that Justin screams at him during a meeting is like, "Oh, Mr. Poopy Butthole, he's the thing everybody repeats and nobody gives a shit about your well-constructed story." Which I guess is also like that's a case example of also why those people are exhausting. Like,
yeah,
you know, he works really hard on that show. It's not just.
and now that I'm afraid of anyone who may somehow listen to this and come at me for whatever possibly negative thing I would say about Rick and Morty, which I'm not. Like I said, the show's legitimately good. It's the fans I hate. I'm gonna stop talking about Rick and Morty because, like I said, I never want to talk about Rick and Morty with
so
other people
aren't you
out
a
of
fan?
very much a fear that I will just die.
Well, they will come at you. Yeah,
they will come at me, or I will just feel my soul leave my body.
But aren't you a fan?
No, never, never, ever. Don't ever.
Aren't we all fans in that case?
No.
Oh,
never, ever.
Never associate.
I'm
with
not.
that sort of
yeah.
So we're
never.
not fans. We're just
What?
people who like the show.
Nick, I'm secretly and really like Rick and Morty, but I'll never say I do.
I'm in the closet about Rick and Morty because you know the social stigma. You can't come out and be a Rick and Morty.
Well, I guess like the image, like the concept of fan is so different now because you can just go into a rabbit hole on the internet for anything literally.
True.
So now like the concept of fan is like so warped and twisted now. Like it actually is a negative connotation at this point.
What, being called a fan? Just of anything?
Well, if you call yourself a fan of something, then it can also bring up connotation of obsession, and then like
I honestly think that just depends on the fandom, and it's not an overarching thing. I think
it's all relative.
Yeah,
I think that's certainly the case for a lot of sci-fi shows. Definitely that those fans get a reputation as being like obsessive and irritating and anal, like
like Gundam.
Gundam, Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor.
I am annoying.
I couldn't. Oh yeah, dude. And I couldn't wait. I remember watching Gundam for the first time because Nick had pressured me so much that I finally gave in to watch it.
You always do that, Chris.
What?
You always do the thing of like Nick.
I didn't do it of my own volition.
Chris. No, hang on, Ian. Hang on. Cut your mic, Chris. Ian. Every time I recommend something to Chris, I say, "Chris, you'll love this show. It's great." And he's like, "No, I won't, because fuck you."
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then he watched. He's like, "Wow, I love this show.
I love that show.
Well,
it was really good. I'm glad I watched it on my own volition."
I can confirm for everyone that this is how almost every conversation with them goes. Like, Nick will say something really innocuous, like, "Oh, I think you'd really like. Would you like another drink?" And he'll say, "Eat my ass. You can go to hell."
Yeah, God, it's like I'm there.
Right, guys? I feel like that's exactly how it goes.
It's pretty spot on. But like, hey, I'm a precocious little scamp, aren't I? So like, you know, I make it fun to live with me, and that's where we're at. No, but like, so like, legit, I love Gundam, and I am like, hey, thanks for that recommendation. I legit love it, but I like the old Gundam. I like military. War is bad, just the whole thing, but they're also cool robots. But war is really bad, and child warfare, and especially just being dragged into a forever war, and that's bad. And then apparently that's not the part of Gundam I'm supposed to like. I'm supposed to like the little kids who just go off. Yeah, who just go off and kill and steal tanks, essentially, to murder the shit out of the enemy. And that's fun, right? That's Gundam. And,
Yeah, because your soul's way down by gravity.
That's right. But Char is cool. I do like Char.
Yeah. And then remember that one time
I do.
Dude, he's fucking he's a fucking freak, dude.
He's a psycho. Oh my god, he's
like that one scene, hang on, in Zeta where like his friend almost blew up because of a suicide mission, and he comes back, and then Char's just like, why? The guy's like, "Hey, Char, I asked for your help, and then you just laughed the entire time on the monitor and cut my feed. Why'd you do that?" And he said, "Well, I thought it'd be funny."
You know what it was, but like, oh man, Gundam's awesome. Everyone go watch Gundam.
Yeah, like but I agree.
Yeah,
but it's also like like it's this very weird thing of like like if you say you're a fan of something, then then it can conjure up like crazy like different images in someone's head.
Yeah.
Because you know personally where you stand or like where your views are on a thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's why like you can't say you're a fan, because when we say you're a fan, whatever that fucked up like image of a fan that other person has, it's kind of like, and then now it's like you trying to explain you're not that thing, but you are too, but not the bad thing. But like,
so
it's guilt by.
Yeah. Totally, so usually I'm fine. Like I'm pretty open about what I like. The reason Rick and Morty is a very specific thing is because I feel like I will die if someone knows that I have complicated feelings about Rick and Morty, and not just, oh, it's the greatest thing ever to be made and everyone should go die because it's great and there'll never be topped type attitude. I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I have encountered people that are like that, and I'm just playing it safe at this point. Plus, honestly, I haven't watched since like season 3, so I don't even know if I can have a conversation with someone like if we wanted to talk about it.
Just to float this out there, guys, I don't think anybody who's ever watched BoJack would punch me if I said I don't really like that show.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say that, but if I did, I don't think that they would accost my body.
Yeah.
with BoJack is perfect. He's my role model.
Well, and like, and I've talked about like my feelings on BoJack too. I was very open about what I thought the ending was, what actually meant, and all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, it's one of those things, man. It sucks, but yeah, it depends. And that's kind of saying nothing because everything is in perspective.
Yeah,
but it depends. It depends on a myriad of factors. I guess you just gotta kind of read the person, right?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I love Neko Para, and I refuse to read the person in front of me when I say I love Neko Para, and Coco's the best girl.
Well, there we go.
There, fight me. Do that shit.
Nick, they're not real.
Oh also, yeah, but Rick and Morty is, huh?
Yeah.
So what, Chris? Chris?
It used to be my favorite thing I used to say to people who were like, oh, this so-and-so is my wife or my husbando. And then I would go, well, they're not real, but yeah, hit that.
Yeah, man, go for it.
It worked every fucking time. I got like to the point where Matt, I remember my buddy Matt, I used to say that a lot when he first got into Persona. And at first he thought it was funny, and then he really hated that I kept saying it. But then he came back around, and now he expects me to say it all the time, and so he'll just say it in order to make me say it because he finds it funny. But I haven't talked to him in a while, so maybe he actually hates me and like this doesn't want to. Maybe that's the reason.
This relationship was just a joke to me. What if that's
just one joke? Oh, hey, you guys ever get that feeling, huh? As people who tries to do funny, isn't that a real feeling of just, oh, I'm just the guy who says the funny thing?
Oh yeah,
like,
that's
in this thing, isn't that swell?
You know what's a healthy, normal way of responding is to say something really serious out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That makes them feel great.
And then they laugh because you're just a clown. And that's
Yep. I have real feelings. You're not a whole person.
We're not even done with shit I've finished watching. Okay, let me get let me keep going. I'm loving this, by the way. I love this whole vibe that we're doing this.
Good vibrations.
Good vibrations.
Okay, so Ian, what'd you do? Oh.
Well, I'm not done.
You're still going, Chris?
Dude, because we keep going on tangents. And like,
yeah, it's our fault.
All right, I'll make it quick.
You know
Ian. What? I'll make it quick. I watched I Think You Should Leave season 2. I think I just missing one episode, the last one, and I gotta finish that. Still funny. I still like it, and I still think it's fine. Have you seen it yet, Ian?
I've not yet got to see any of it, but I want to very badly. It looks really funny.
It's that I don't know what else there is to say about it other than it's funny. Watch that. We finished. Nick and I are both caught up fully with Attack on Titan. And I don't know, Ian, if you've watched it.
I'm not all the way caught up, but please.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go into any spoilers because that show becomes better and better.
Yes.
Having said that, I am Nick and I both. I think we talked about this. I am extremely fearful of what the ending's gonna be, and if they will stick the landing, and what the show may or may not promote. And that's all I'll say. I am very worried. They're walking a tight ass rope.
Okay, is this a weird eugenics thing? I have heard rumblings of something like that.
You are not.
Is this a weird
far off?
I'm not. We're not.
And I will not say most.
We're not gonna say.
Yeah, we're not gonna say.
Ian, how far do you recall being? How far into the show do you recall being? What was the last thing?
I remember there was a lady who could take the potion to turn into a Titan, and then everybody had to gang up on her.
Wow, you are far behind, dude. Like that.
Okay, Ian. You know the basement thing? Remember when the dad said, whatever I'll show you, it's in the basement?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you right now, do not look anything up. It is 100% worth it to know what is in the basement.
Oh, okay.
Whatever grievances you have of the show up to that point, of pacing or storylines or characters, all of it goes out the window once you go to the basement. That's all I will say.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all I'm talking about for...
Does it turn out it's Goku?
Yeah, it turns out Goku was Spider-Man. How about that? Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
My fan cast is...
Yeah.
I just want to say... Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Nick.
Chris. Go ahead.
No, because once I say it, we're done talking about Attack on Titan.
Okay. I was going to say, Ian, is it like that fan fiction where Goku saves Anne Frank from the ghettos, and then they both go Super Saiyan, and then Anne Frank takes the Sezu bean, and then they fight Super Aryan Hitler?
I love that fanfic.
Wait, was that not a... It wasn't a real episode? I could have sworn that was a real episode.
20.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's called
It was
Hitler
him and Trunks.
Defeated. And the episode after is called Anne Frank Saved.
Oh.
And then you just hear Dragon, rock the dragon.
Rock the Dragon Ball.
See.
Yeah.
I felt when they did the third series, Anne Frank didn't have enough to do. Like, I really wish she was in it.
She didn't have much agency. She was just writing. And what was up with that?
She's like, oh, my father. What is my motivation?
It's like, we get it. The cats. You love cats. Oh my god. Something else. Oh man.
We need to abandon this. We need to abandon this train of thought.
Okay.
Because, oh man.
Okay, but yes.
All I'll say,
it's worth it.
Attack on Titan, it's almost a 10-year anime. What the fuck? Okay, that's too long. and, and like
2013.
I just
2013.
I just need to fucking know the ending. And God, if they drop the ball, like I'm gonna feel
Ooh,
so
that's gonna
bad.
be bad.
It's gonna be real bad, and I'm gonna feel real bad about recommending that show to fucking anyone. Like,
Yeah, that sucks.
like, and that's gonna feel real bad. So I hope it's good. Like,
Okay.
anyway, that's all I have to say on Attack on Titan right now.
Okay.
Wait till it finishes, and then I'll go into spoilers, and I'll be like, God, it promotes that one thing, and I really hoped it didn't. Anyway, did I watch anything? No, I didn't. Haven't been playing much stuff. I've been doing my job currently, just doing that, so it's kind of hard to play video games, other than like Guilty Gear or like or I play Mario Golf now to relax. Strangely enough, I find that game relaxing. I don't know why, because some of those things are quite stressful, those challenges. But I enjoy it. Mario Golf's good. I like it. I'm having fun. Guilty Gear is still great, and Evo's coming up, so it's gonna be great. And that's all I got. So whoever wants to take the reins now.
Please, Nick. Please. Nick.
Okay.
Please.
Oh, sorry.
So
One more thing.
I mean, oh, okay.
I'm caught up with all the U.S. released mangas of Blood on the Tracks.
Oh yeah.
Still an amazing manga. Still an amazing ride. I'm enjoying all of it.
Ooh. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
What did you think of the girlfriend?
She's great. What a great character.
Right? Isn't it cool?
She's really good. What a
Like,
what a
man.
punk that
Hey,
the main character
hey, can you
is.
imagine? Yeah, hey, can you imagine what that boy's gonna be like when he's 18? Boy, I wonder what he's gonna be like when he's 18.
It's very Norman Bates kind of vibes, and I'm gonna end it there. And but like I've said, big content warning for that. For
Yeah,
abuse.
because it does it super well.
Yeah, because it is a very, very in-depth examination about that shit. So be very aware if you have any interest of that. Having said that, Ian, I do still highly recommend it to you as someone who I also think enjoys mundane horror. So
I do. I've got Blood on the Tracks as like a little saved widget of look this up. Look this up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and check out the show.
Okay.
I was gonna say and check out the show. Flowers of Evil.
Oh, Flowers of Evil. Okay. Yes, you had mentioned this in our ghost session. Yes.
Okay, so on the topic of manga.
Yep. Did you read Monogatari again?
No, not today. I'm sorry.
Oh wow. We're all out of that.
Oh, you know what's funny? They're actually putting out a new volume, and it's like the 30th book.
Oh, okay.
It's like Stephen. Well, he's like Stephen King. He just refuses not. He
pump
just
that shit out.
Pretty much.
Pump it out. For better
like the
or for
English
worse.
translation is like it's like Murakami, right? Like the English translated books is like 20, but like his total amount of work is like nearly 100, right? Because nonfiction and all the interviews and newspaper work he did.
Yeah.
If you count those.
If you
But so anyway, so one of the most recent manga I read was the new IP by the creator of Beastars. It's literally what the creator did right after Beastars. I think it came out a couple months after the final volume.
Yeah.
It is a one-shot manga. It's 40 pages called Bota Bota, which is the onomatopoeia for drip. So like drip, drip. I explained this to Chris, Ian, when I finished it. Like I was trying to like articulate my gut reaction to it. It's not exaggeration to say there's nothing like this I've ever read. Not only in manga, but I think in general in storytelling. The closest I can get to describing it is it's like if you put a telescope or like a microscope on a David Lynch, like a character from a David Lynch movie, and you just focus on that one person. You know how it's like if you just focus on that one random, highly specific character with a highly specific trait and quirk, and you just kept going.
Yeah. So I am gonna have to read this because when you first told me you used those exact words, and you were saying some big things, so I have to see if you can back it up, if you can walk the walk. But
no,
I do have
no.
an interest in this.
But here's the thing, like that's the only way I can describe like the narrative, essentially, or the narrative and concept. Like what's actually happening is that it's a collection of short stories, about 4, so 10 pages each. And it's about this woman, this 34-year-old woman who has a huge germophobia, and hypnophobia, like the fear of touch. To the point that if she touches anything she perceives as dirty, her nose would just burst out with blood. And like literally when she's a child, it's physical thing. Like it's like literal trash. Like actually things are actually dirty to an extreme.
Yeah.
So like she touches that, she would touch a sandcastle and just burst out blood out of her face. The first thing you see in the manga is her trying to commit suicide by shoving her head into a trash can, just blood spraying everywhere. Essentially, it's about her coming to the fact that she's 34, but she never fully explored herself sexually. So it's her trying to build relationships and having physical contact with men. But every time there's even a possibility, it's just the blood splurts all over them, and it's about them being fearful of her. So it's about her. So it slowly becomes this conceptual view of dirt, where it's like, oh, if someone's dirty, like personality or like in their intentions to be with her, then she spurts out blood.
Yep.
That's the only way we can describe it. I will say each short story gets better. And the last one is actually a really good message about like honesty and being open and genuine with your connection with other people. And yeah, there's no other character like her. I explained to Chris, Ian, that the way they draw her is very reminiscent of the Will Eisner visual narrative and the way that he characterized personalities by basing character designs on animals. So in Beastars, it was animals with human-like characteristics, or like some things that would visually indicate that this anthropomorphic animal has like some human traits.
Yeah.
Right.
So now it's flipped, where you see humans, but they have like animalistic traits.
Okay.
Like it's very like if you think Disney, like you can tell like some characters are modeled after a mouse or a lion or a snake. It's like that.
Yeah.
Okay. That is interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably makes for really striking characters.
Yes. It's also like, it's one of those things where like you can tell how like specific and unique this becomes because of the way it handles sexuality compared to other manga or anime, like just general like Japanese media. I talked about this before with the way Inio Asano with Oyasumi Pun Pun handles like sexuality, and he had that difficulty with the manga editor about having sex scenes in a non-porn manga.
Right.
So it's kind of like that. And because of that, this is a self-published work. And yeah, it really shows. But yeah, it's 40 pages. Like you'll blast through in like 30, 40 minutes.
Okay.
But they are dense. Like they're definitely dense, like shorts. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's really good.
Nice.
I really see that in the design that you talked about. That's fascinating. That's really,
yeah, right.
Wow.
So on top of that, I ended up I finished Underground by Murakami, like book-wise.
Yeah.
So I do feel like we would have to have a separate podcast episode to talk about that.
Yeah.
Since now, like,
but you felt nothing. You soulless,
Chris.
soulless being. The book was bad, actually. Was Nick was gonna? Sorry, I'm trying to lighten the mood until we actually talk about what the fucking book's about. So like, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had to.
No. It's okay because like again, like you know what? It's one of those things where like because of certain subject matters, people have certain ways to cope or like
Yeah.
like having their own way to maneuver it. For me, it's like when it comes to subject matters like this,
Yeah.
it's like it helps me get into the subject matters when I explain it or say out loud my general thoughts
Mm-hmm.
or like get specific. And then when we start
Yeah.
pulling out and seeing like the ethical side of it, and then like the emotional part of it, that's when like at least that makes it easier for me to open up about that.
Yeah.
Where Chris is like the reverse.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I noticed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, so for now I'm gonna stick to the technical and like vague part of it, and then we can get to the emotional part of it like a separate podcast episode if you guys
Yeah,
want
that
to
would be it. Would be like a whole fucking thing. It would be way too
Yeah.
long for what we're doing right now.
So my very vague view of Underground by Murakami.
Uh-huh.
The more I read it, the more I had respect for what he put out,
Yeah.
and the fact that he was able to put out such a book, and to be able to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll say to be able to do the interviews he's done for it, and the research he's done for it as well. That being said, yeah, the last two I think were the hardest to read.
Yeah,
And with the mother, yeah, that
reason.
was tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also because like I in college read a lot of work that was similar to this, where I read a lot of manga artists or journalists in Japan or East Asia that would illustrate a lot of the kind of like, well, to them it's the taboo stuff, but for us it's history about like what actually happened during the reconstruction of Japan in World War II, what was actually happening in homes, how they were treating the limitations of the birth rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's one where
it's only recently gotten better too for some countries.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, like I went into Underground with that same mentality going into it, of trying to find like a respectful and like understand the importance of this work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also like the thing of I was like watching literally week to week when COVID started, like when a lot of the things were coming out about the members, the daughter, everything essentially. So I was like literally watching the interviews on NHK as it was happening, and that was a trip of itself. That's like a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
And then the thing I will add is this is probably, well, from technical side, this is probably like my favorite, like pacing wise. Because I really did find it interesting, the back and forth of the interviews, his experience like with newspapers and like his views on media. Yeah. And I understand why the reviews were so low as they were for Underground. Like they're extremes, right? 5 stars, genius, important, like poignant piece of work, or 1 star, like I don't agree with what he's saying or his views on journalism.
Or just being straight up banished from his home, like blacklisted from his home country.
Yeah.
That too. I cannot overstate that to people, by the way. When this book came out, like as much as we like and talk about it in the West, the government went after him for this.
Yeah.
And there was a good amount of the public too just turned. Because again, like Nick said, it's taboo. Yeah. To talk about it and to talk about the response to that whole event and what we could do about it. But anyway, sorry to interrupt, Nick. Go ahead.
No, that's a good point. And like again, like going into that as well, because you explained to me about that, and then like this became one of the only pieces of nonfiction in Japan to be banned, to be illegal to own or purchase of. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now. Like, if you want to do a separate podcast, I'll go more into it, like my
Yeah,
actual feelings about like each one.
yeah. It's a really heavy thing. And for certain people, it might not like. Certain people have gone through events very similar. It's really real, really quick.
Yeah.
Because they're all real stories and they're all real people, and it actually happened. So that would be its own whole thing if we want to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing
We
that.
would. Well, yeah. Because I would as well, but we'll talk about it after and where we could put that. Because it is a very important piece of work. And granted, we are late to the party, but with, as Nick said, new stuff coming out about it, maybe maybe it's worthwhile to look into it to see what really is the situation going on that was going on with COVID and the cult leader's daughter and all that, and what's the background on that, and why it's such a big fucking deal. Like, then maybe it'll help like understand different media we talk about in Japan and why those movies are a big deal. I won't name the specific one because I'm waiting for Ian to watch certain things, so I don't want to spoil. But why certain medias have to circumvent that in different ways in order to attack it, Yeah. Again, we are a bunch of dudes living in California, SoCal. So, take that with a grain of salt as essentially outsiders looking out, looking in.
Yeah, and that seems like the only way, funny enough, to see. I mean, it's like any of these events, right? Like if you're from, it's one of those things that like when you actually see your country being, like we see news of your own country from another country's perspective, it puts it in your own perspective, like how much is being kept from you from where you live.
What a fucking circus trip American news is compared to compared to other countries. If anyone's ever been in an airport and seen different, how different news do different things.
Yeah, well, the U.S. we're a parody of a parody, so
Anchorman's real, man. Like it's that type of shit.
And how? Yeah. So anyway, so
good book.
Yeah, absolutely. So on top of that, I binged the anime in like 2 days, essentially. I finally sat down and watched Serial Experiments Lane. That was something that was I put off for a while.
Edgy teenager Ian, all of a sudden.
23 years. I know, 23 years old.
That's right.
When I found out it was 98,
child Ian, I guess, but
yeah. When I found out that show was from 98, that blew my mind because it looks like from late 2000s, and I guess
man, but also it's like the edgy, like late 90s, early 2000s. This shit has gore, and that's why people like it. Type of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting, like how much Ava was showing how much it was influencing the scene essentially at the time, because I talked about that with Bokurano and the way it handled the psychological horror in mecha, or in science fiction and manga at the time. And it's funny because Ian with Serial Experience Lane, this is a lot of the same team, and even some of the writing staff from Gainax. This is what they did right after Ava was Serial Experiments Lane.
Oh.
Yeah, it's showed, right? Especially in the last 2 episodes. Yeah. Dude, okay, so this is what I will say.
Yeah.
The real horror of Serial Experiments Lane is the fact that none of those things happened. Like the fact that the internet wasn't what they thought it was gonna be, and that all it says about internet personas and losing yourself in your own media. It's like I'm sitting there and thinking, man, we really didn't know how bad it was gonna get. We had no idea.
Yeah.
No one could guess how draconian shit was about to get with the internet.
Yeah.
I look at what the internet was gonna go like Ryan Sirius Lane when they showed the interface and like all the crazy shit it can do. I was like, man, I wish it did that. Like you're supposed to be scared that it can do that, but I'm like, man, I wish it did that.
I think about like the internet as it's depicted in Cowboy Bebop, like where the internet is essentially like a flea market full of information, just like random kiosks of information everywhere. Like it's all out there if you know how to look for it, Ed. Yeah.
So I have one question about serial experiments, only just because I heard something about it, but I'll ask you once you've said your piece. Anything else you want to say about it, or?
Well, I actually have a lot.
Okay, go. So
what's really interesting is that it's one of those things where like one of the creator of the show originally, it was an idea he had from paranoia of photography. It was just like a genuine paranoia he had of when he went into photography, and then he started illustrating after. And he wanted to exemplify that feeling of like using the alienation of like not being able to keep up with the advancement of technology.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just really interesting seeing a lot of it carry over into serial experiment, seeing it carry over to the show, but also like his answer to the question of like, oh, what would happen to someone if they lost them, if they lost themselves to the persona they created on the internet. It's kind of like it's like Perfect Blue in that sense of losing your having a separate identity that takes over. But it's more about the consequence, like the damage you bring on others, and finding a way to still trying to find your humanity or connection with others. Because one of the first things the main character says is, no matter where you go, everyone's connected. And in any context, that would be the most profound. Yeah, exactly. That would be the most profound thing. But when the show presents it, it presents it in such a cynical, like horrifying and mundane way.
Okay.
And because of that, like when you hear that in the show, in the context that it's presented, that phrase, it's terrifying. It's terrifying to know, everyone is connected, whether you like it or not. Like whether you like it or not, someone knows what you're doing. Like that's the paranoia. And at least that's what the show was trying to. At least that's what it came across to me as. So Yoshitoshi Abe, the creator of it, he talked a lot about that. So I thought it was interesting to have that general moral of connection with others as seen as a horror, like as a scary thing. That being said, the way the final episodes go, I think were fantastic. Like the way they wrapped up everything with the characters and the way they stuck it, I really dug. And it definitely showed like they were the people that worked on Ava, because it was very, very visceral. The last 2 episodes. Yeah, it's short too. It's like 13 episodes. So, and I felt like I did it injustice watching it on a good TV. I felt like I should have watched it on a really tiny CRT.
Yeah, you gotta watch it on a shitty TV. You gotta watch it on a CRT.
On a rainy night at 2 a.m. You know what I mean, Ian? Like,
with the worn out VHS tape. Fuck yeah.
That's setting a mood, right?
Oh yeah, it was right next to the Ghost in the Shell, the only other anime thing that was at your local
library
store. Yes, library. Yeah, there you go, dude.
So I can see why this was presented, why this is always treated as like a classic, like treated as a genius classic, especially if you watched it at the time. The way they edited it, like essentially they made effects in the show to mess with people's CRTs.
Okay. Oh, so I never heard that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I thought it was legit
never heard
genius.
Anyone refer it to genius as either, but you know what? No, I don't talk to people about. I've never talked to people about this. I guess I just knew about it.
People just know about it. Yeah, because it's one of those things, and I can see why. I understand. I get it. Like that's what I was saying.
So can I ask my question?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I heard there's like incredibly Just, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I mean like graphic showings of gore, right? Like presentations of gore to the point where it looks like you're almost supposed to be turned on by it. So I have to ask, is it hot or is it not?
Is it a real kink vor show?
I'm sorry, on my end it was cut off. Sorry, can you ask it again?
Oh yeah. Are you supposed to get aroused by the gore?
Not at all.
Are you sure?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of confused by that question because that's not what I.
Because that's the only thing I know about this anime. How about that? There's almost like a weird sexual thing going on with the camera about the gore.
Okay.
But
no,
you know, I haven't watched it yet,
well,
so I'm not making a judgment.
I don't. Well, you know what's funny? Like even the goriest part of it, or like the most violent, quote unquote, violent part of it, I don't think were the scariest part of it. There were some scenes. in there
gore's
that
not
I
always
thought,
supposed to be about horror, though.
Chris, I
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, sorry.
What I'm trying to say is that I think the scariest parts of the show happen during the most mundane parts of it, or like the parts where where it's the moment of the actual threat or the actual situation of this kid's family is setting in the story, and that's what got me. Was like, oh yeah, this is happening. Like, I had that moment, and to me that's scarier. And then like, well, the gore that you talk about, it does happen, but I don't. At least I didn't perceive it to be as like trying to be sexual or trying to like relish in the violence that you're seeing. I don't think it relishes in the violence. I think it relishes more in the treatment of quote unquote bad characters.
Yeah. So so my follow up thing would be and Ian could probably attest to this. Have you ever watched something that you're like, yeah, the way they shoot the gore and the amount and the way they go about presenting it, whoever directed that is obviously turned on by by that showing.
Proof.
Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so we know what it looks like. That is what I was saying.
I know.
I know Ian
Chris,
has watched has watched fucked up shit too.
Oh, Ian's watched so much of that kind of stuff. Sure.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Vic Van Leer shit. Yeah.
It's death proof the foot outside the window.
The number of shots of that foot dangling out of a window,
and you watch it fly and go to it. Oh man, how did anyone not see what he was into? You know. Anyway. Or like the whole torture porn movement of horror movies in the early aughts to the Hostel 1, 2, the Saw After 1, and like
yes,
you know, when they were bad,
and
then it became good again apparently, but I never got back into it, so I don't know. It's like
so here's okay. Sorry. So.
Oh, Nick, you got cut off.
So
Nick, you got cut off.
That. Yeah. So okay, how about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So what I'm also gonna add to it is that I'm not sure if you guys know, but do you guys know about the game?
The movie, the game? Yes.
Serial Experiments Lane. The PS1.
Oh no.
Oh, I thought you meant like the game, like you think about the game and then you lost the game.
I wish.
And I was like, wow, that is a timely joke to do. I just saw it on Wikipedia as I was looking up the anime. How about that? It was a Pioneer. Oh no, Pioneer released it. It wasn't a Pioneer game. A network simulator. It wasn't supposed to be a game. It was a psycho stretchware, is what they called it.
What does that mean?
Okay. So here, so it's
sorry, go ahead.
Okay, never mind.
No, go ahead. Go. Like I don't know shit about this thing. I'm just reading on Wikipedia.
I'm trying to.
I want to yell about this too.
I want to yell about this thing I don't know about.
Okay.
Sorry,
so Chris,
ahead,
do you
Nick.
remember the indie game where it's I forget the name of it. It's the one visual novel where nothing is linear. It's just you clicking on interviews of a crime.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a couple of
Yes.
those, but like I know which one you're specific. It's the one with the girl, right? Who plays guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's inspired by this game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this is the first game to ever do this concept of you have to scrunch through files and audio and video, kind of like Dot Hack, where you have to scrunch through a fake internet
Yeah.
thing to
Well,
get the
hang
full
on. I
picture.
wonder how long did this come out before Night Trap? Oh yeah, you all
Well, it came
forgot
out
about
in
Night Trap.
'98.
Oh, Night Trap the game. Oh, but Night Trap doesn't
Well,
really have files.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the
92
thing
is
is,
Night
oh,
Trap.
okay,
Sorry, go ahead. I just want to talk about
92.
Night
Okay,
Trap.
Damn
okay.
it. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm trying to plow through it because I'm taking too much of Ian's time.
All right,
So essentially, this game was supposed to be you going into the internet of the world, right? It's
yeah,
the lane. That's what it's called.
yeah,
Um, you're going into the perceived internet, and it's through the lenses of the persona and identity that the main character created in the show,
hmm
and you're seeing you're seeing like how this AI she created influences people who go into this world. So it's supposed to explain how it works. Like, it's supposed to go more into detail about that persona. You get the like the full idea of like what influence it actually has on people, or like what its process is,
yeah.
which is a cool idea.
Sure.
Um, okay, but
No, oh God. Okay, I think it's cool. I play Persona. I love it, Nick.
okay, but yeah, the anime's good. I like
Hey,
fake internet. I wish there was more fake internet.
Dude,
It was
I'm
very
so
refreshing
with
to
you.
see.
Me and you talk about that shit all the time and how much we love that in games.
I mean, that's also what kind of got me into. We all converged on this house has people in it. Like that's the
Yeah.
way you enjoy that as well.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
God, Nick,
really
don't you
cool.
miss I miss it. Man, like Dot Hack is not as good as the fake internet and Dot Hack is. Oh
No,
man.
no, the game is it's all about the fake internet.
Fake internet, dude. Dude, like I would argue that. Well, I remember telling you when I first started going through the games where they released the remasters,
Yeah,
where I told you I don't even want to play the game. I just want to be on the internet. I don't give a shit, like
right.
about these characters anymore. I just
You know,
want to keep
you're right.
exploring this internet thing.
Not preaching.
Who
No, I agree.
who cares about about your main character and the combat? Who gives a shit when you can go around clicking on quote unquote banned websites with videos voiced by the guy who voices Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents? And,
Yeah.
Okay.
oh man, that fake internet shit I love, dude. I love it so much.
Hmm.
I can't get enough. I can't get enough of it.
Ah.
For anyone who also loves fake internet but wants like a modern twist, go check out games by Alien Melon. They're on itch.io. Some of them aren't even games, they're like it's kind of like interactive software is how I would put it. That shit's great, especially if you dig that early aughts vibe. Plus she's just she's just an amazing game creator, so go check that
Oh,
shit
absolutely.
out.
No, I love them. I love Anatomy. Anatomy is like one of my favorite horror games.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she didn't make no, she didn't make Anatomy, but like you're talking about like itch.io specific, right?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you, dude. I'm gonna check it out. I'm like curious now. And now I'm
Yeah,
far
and
away enough from people who were like total edgelords in the odds recommending that show because that's where I would hear from.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you know, watch it. I'll watch it now,
Yeah.
knowing they will never know I watched it.
Yeah, and what's in what was I gonna say? it's interesting because right after Zero Experiments Lane, the same team went from Ava to Lane to Digimon Tamers.
Fuck yeah!
No
Oh yeah,
way.
that's right. That's right. That is what's right after. Oh man, Digimon Tamers is the best. I love it.
Thanks, Digimon.
Thanks,
I mean,
Digimon. Nick, how do you feel about Digimon Tamers?
Fucking love it, man.
It's just, isn't it great? Yo, that
The
ending.
fucking giant. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that
So
ending.
yeah, explains it, right? It explains the ending.
That totally explains it. Well, I knew the guys, like people who worked from Eva, worked on that, which explained a lot. Yeah, I didn't know the in between, so I didn't know Serial Experiments Lane was right before. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Anything else, or what else have you been up to?
So besides that,
Yeah.
I went back
Mm-hmm.
and I 100%ed 13 Sentinels.
Oh yeah, tell me about this. Oh yeah, it was on the ghost thing. Yeah, that we talked the ghost podcast.
Yeah. Where I'm gonna put my foot down. For my opinion,
big man.
That foot.
I do think this is my favorite mecha themed thing ever.
Ooh.
And on top of that, I do think it's a complete. I think it's absolutely fantastic in what it was executing, and also I'm really blown away that I didn't play it sooner.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go download the soundtrack and play it forever.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Because there's some tracks in there that are fucking killer. There's some shit in there when it hits. I was so hyped to check. No, you don't know. No,
yeah, I don't,
yeah,
I don't fucking know.
that one's good, but it's not that. That's like saying Phil Gooding. No, man, that one's good. But I will say, yeah, when you get to certain when you raise difficulty level in certain areas, it's oof. Man, you get fucked hard, man. Like you crank it up to expert, and man, cheeks are getting clapped. Like it is, woof. They put you to the test.
Do you like it more than Monogatari and or Fate?
Those are completely different things.
They sure are. Do you like it more?
An answer, man.
I like it more than Fate. How about that?
Oh.
God damn it. This is my thing now.
Oh yeah, dude, you're a character. I'm a character.
Sure am.
I'm the guy who messes up podcasts. Can't fucking...
Oh yeah, man! What a fucking genius!
What a fucking genius!
This stage in the show, we've decided to introduce a new character. It's the character who comes in, and he's like the Noid. He's the Noid podcast.
And shout out to Domino's for bringing back the Noid, the only mascot to cause a hostage situation.
Wait, what? What are you talking? Wait.
Oh,
what?
do you not know?
Wait, he doesn't know?
Oh, Ian. Okay.
Ian, I think you would know crazy shit like this.
Do you know why? So good.
Sounds exactly like something I want to know everything about. Please, please.
So the Noid, they brought him back, right? But you don't know why he went away. So the Noid's a horrifying mascot, if you don't know, who has to get your Domino's pizza. He does. He chases after Domino's trucks. Back when that character originally aired, there was a Domino's employee whose last name was Noid. I think he's literally like Henry Noid or some shit. You can look this up. And he wasn't all there psychologically. He had some stuff going on. So he believed when he saw the Domino's commercials, the place of his employment had the character the Noid, and the Noid was gonna get you, Noid. He thought they were talking to him. To the point where he held up the Domino's. I think he was fired from like a week before or some shit, or like he was still working on. Anyone can look this up. and he held them hostage until Domino's stopped airing those ads. That was his demands.
Oh my god!
Because the Noid was talking to him. So they got rid of him because they wanted to not talk about that situation. It's like, you know how they stopped saying 30 minutes or less because of the person got into a car accident with a UPS truck. So the Noid is the only mascot to cause that.
This will be my least sad story in this month's episode. Do you know about the specifics of the current Noid and his whole deal right now?
No, I know he's in a game.
He's in the game. The new Noid is currently being introduced, and Nick, I'm so sorry. I'll make it quick so we can jump back in. But
no, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, good. We have to talk about the Noid. Okay.
Gotta talk. He's being introduced because Domino's in the major markets of, I believe, Houston, Texas, Boston, Massachusetts, and maybe San Francisco. Like, it's a handful of them. Mm-hmm. The Noid is going to be fighting Domino's androids, and that's what the ads are saying, because Domino's has gotten driverless cars to deliver pizzas.
I forgot about that shit.
In these areas, so the Noid is going to have to fight these robots about pizza, because the Noid hates when you get pizza on time. That's such a weird...
We're living in the marketing brand nightmare, folks. Like, the dystopia is here.
Also, like, yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't you just make your whole thing about the robots? Why do you have to add the Noid has nothing to do with robots? What are you talking about, Domino's? Why wouldn't you just make a robot person? No, you didn't remember the Noid? He fucking hates droids. He can't stand them.
What about that time Hatsune Miku danced with him?
No, she didn't.
God.
No, remember? Because Domino's Pizza had the Hatsune Miku thing.
Oh my god.
Oh, do you not know about the Hatsune Miku thing, Ian?
I don't.
All right, Nick, you gotta go. This one's yours.
Why? Okay, but...
Oh, no, because you love Hatsune Miku, don't you?
No.
Okay.
Fucking one of you tell me. What happened?
Look, I'll explain to you. I'll explain to you. I don't like it, but I'll explain to you, Ian. Okay, look. So, do you know that at some point, the CEO for Domino's, right?
Yeah.
Had a deal with the Japanese market for pizza, because Domino's was at the time putting more of its stores and restaurant and fast food joints in Japan, in Tokyo. So during the peak of Vocaloid, they had the big monkey brain, fifth dimensional gorilla idea.
Sure.
Of creating a collaboration with Hatsune Miku and Domino's by creating the Domino's Miku app. A Domino's app featuring Hatsune Miku as your virtual deliverer and exclusive pizza boxes every time you order through Hatsune Miku. They offer dinner and a show with new toppings.
Oh my goodness.
And there's an entire commercial of it.
I'm sure there is. Positive there is. I'm going to have to look that up.
Ian.
Yeah.
This shit refuses to be made up. This is as real as it gets.
Oh my god. Okay, after this video, after we are done recording this, I'm gonna watch this video immediately. Like, I have stuff to do, but this is more important. This is much more important than anything else I have to do.
This dude talks like I write my essays. Like, this guy sounds like he's about to cry on the spot. Because he's saying something he doesn't fully understand, but he knows he's making a lot of money from doing it.
In this essay, I will discuss Hatsumeiku and the cross synergy of. Oh my goodness! I've got one more anecdote that you've just reminded me of that is crazy.
I have one more thing before I close it. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
He said, "Quote: Once your pizza's delivered, you can have some fun with Miku." I'm done. That's it.
Oh, no. Good. So you're right. We're in a time and place where brands have too much power, and we've gone beyond the veil. This is we're in the darkest.
We're through
of
the
places.
looking gas, people. Looking glass. I said gas. God
Looking
fucking
gas.
damn it.
Looking like fucking up these jokes on this podcast. Oh.
Damn it, dude.
Sorry. Go ahead, Ian. Go ahead. How's your week?
So I want to relate one story, and then I'll get into my last week. But so Heinz, you know the ketchup people, Heinz of Canada has been doing 2 promotions that I need to talk about because they're beautiful and amazing and perfect in every way. The first is they did a cross promotion. That's what made me think of this. Heinz is doing a cross promotion with Burger King Canada.
Okay.
It's called the Slow as Ketchup promotion, wherein they basically, make a lot of cavalier references to the pandemic, and they're like, "Boy, it sure sucks that traffic is a thing again." But Heinz is looking out for you because we're gonna give you an app to download that's going to keep track of your car's movement. And if you go at a certain speed for over 10 minutes, you are entitled to a $1 burger with ketchup on it at Burger King.
What's the speed?
On Heinz. It's as, quote, slow as ketchup. Give me 1 second and I will tell you. Heinz.
Wait,
burger.
are they asking you to speed?
No, they're asking you to go slow. The slower you go, the more deals you get.
Okay, because we've had the opposite done. Do you know about the advertising for Need for Speed? I believe it's actually Need for Speed Underground.
No, I'm not familiar with the
Need for Speed Underground did a promotion, and I believe it's Underground. It could be another Need for Speed. Did a promotion where if you rush to your GameStop to pick up a pre-order of Need for Speed and got a speeding ticket,
oh my God,
EA will pay for your speeding ticket if you show them the ticket and receipt.
Oh,
and they got fucking sued and fined for that because they're asking people to commit crimes and endanger people for a fucking video game.
Shit, I remember that.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't know what
crazy.
I don't know what the conversion on this is, but it is if you are driving 0.045 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
It will give you a burger with ketchup on it for. But again, what does that have to do with Heinz? Heinz, like that you're giving people a burger at Burger King with ketchup on. Anyway.
Yeah.
Very strange. Very, very strange. And also, the last Heinz things I have to say. Heinz is also doing a team up with Kraft Canada, and they're selling what they're calling special Kraft meals.
Yeah.
Which is basically like macaroni and cheese, but now they're also selling a macaroni and cheese that's cotton candy flavored, and I don't know what that is. And we deserve whatever happens to us. That's all I have to say about that.
I'm sorry, what?
So, the delicious stovetop macaroni and cheese that Kraft makes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plastic that you keep eating because there's no other taste like it.
Now, imagine if you opened up the little packet and instead of a bright orange cheese substitute, say fairy twinkle pink color, and it's sweet. It covers all your spaghetti noodles. it's I don't know what it tastes like because oh my God, this is it. Flavor boost cotton candy. This is perversion. This is goddamn decadence. This is what made the Roman Empire fall. This is
You see that guy who made well, you know, it's a thing. Ricardo sent me about. I don't know if you ever saw the photo of the dude who made his grandma's favorite Sonic mac and cheese, and it's Kraft mac and cheese made with Sonic G Fuel.
Oh my god, no.
It's blue.
Oh my god. Oh,
Blue cheese.
that's a punishment, man. I can't. Oh my god.
Ian, how's it been going with you?
I'm pretty good, guys. I was gonna. You know what? I've been thinking about how I wanna structure what I'm gonna talk about. So I've got something really fun, but I'm not gonna lie. I've been going through a lot of dark material. So
Okay.
let's push through some of it.
Yeah.
So
Let's lightning round.
Lightning it. So my mom has been in town, and
Oh, she has.
so
I'll tell her to say hi.
I'll pass that along. So she stayed with me for a week, and we had a wonderful time. We went to the beach together. We got to walk around, Griffith when it was not so crowded. It was nice. But
so that's why we weren't able to record earlier. I was being a dick about it.
But we also watched like a fuck ton of like true crime because my mom loves true crime. So I thought I'd just kind of rapid fire go through a handful of mysteries that I thought, oh, these are pretty neat. And if you guys are interested out there, go check them out. They're real good. So I want to start with one that kind of builds off of Nick. You're talking about having read Underground.
Okay.
I watched like an hour-long documentary about. Do you guys know about Shen Yuen, the like ballets that get put on? Yeah.
I'll see.
Do you know that there are? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'll see the ad forever for my life and like that type thing. Yeah.
They're a cult. They're owned by a cult.
Really? Oh, sick! I knew there must have been something, right? Like it.
Because they put on shows every year in every major city on the planet, like LA, New York, London, Adelaide, Paris, Hong Kong, Tokyo, every single city. Mm-hmm. And they've got a secluded ballet school where children go there at like 10 years old and then they practice for 6 to 8 years of doing nothing but ballet. The group is called Falun Gong, and it was founded in the 90s in China.
Yeah.
And you may also recognize people who are in Falun Gong by seeing all those elderly people at the park really early who are doing Tai Chi exercises.
Shit.
As apparently also how they recruit people. I just want to burn through some of their like.
You have to send me the link to this thing.
Oh, if I can, I'll find you the YouTube. It's a YouTube documentary, really good. I'll send it over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of their highlights that I wanted to hit on is, let's see, mixed children cannot be in the ballet school because they have been corrupted. You know.
Yeah. I love it.
Let's see.
Gotta
get in there.
Yep.
Humanity is going to evolve pretty soon because the president of Falun Gong can channel the spirits of the dead.
Well, that one's just true.
That
so like
looked into it, and this checks out, guys.
Yeah, I think you're just being cynical.
Here's what's fantastic is Falun Gong basically believes that all religions are in some sense true, that basically like the gods, there are real good gods and bad gods that reincarnate over and over again. So like Muhammad, Jesus, Moses, Ra, Odin are all the same guy who just tried on different hats at different times. Mm-hmm. And then the president of the church, of course, is that guy showing up one more time.
Yes.
But then he also like put Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher as having also been forms of the Jesus character.
Great. Hey.
Cool. So cool.
I wish I could say it was original, but
the shame is like some of this stuff is kind of boilerplate for cults. I know. Isn't
kind of a
that crazy?
Greatest hits, if you would.
It really does have some of the greatest hits of cults, but it's worth it, guys. That was a wild one.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. Like that piques my interest. As someone who grew up in LA, and those signs were ever present, and you will never escape them. They will always be there. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Then I was going to mention two of these episodes of Unsolved Mysteries that me and my mom checked out, which were really, really good.
Were they the alien
which, by the way,
ones?
guys, it wasn't the alien one. I mean, we did watch that, but I feel like we've already talked about that. And like, guys, if you haven't seen the UFO one, it's so good, you guys. I was going to mention it's a little bit heavier, but it's a very interesting case. I think the disappearance of Ray Ramirez. He was a screenwriter who had gone to Baltimore to do corporate writing for a little bit. And so I'm just gonna give you kind of the last known, like what we know, and just so you understand what we know. And it's just so very strange. I think I was fascinated by like what it's a story where there is no like narrowing down of what happened. It's nothing but questions. I guess that's kind of. And I'll reassure you at the end. There are updates that happened after the show that are a little
cool,
reassuring. Good. There is good news. A light at the tunnel. So his wife is in New York City for work.
Yeah.
She's gonna call him at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
He, like, apparently 5 minutes before, runs out of the house by report of their mother, who was there. And he then is just gone. He's gone for about a week. And then they go to the historic there's a big hotel in downtown Baltimore. I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah.
But the hotel suddenly has this hole in the ceiling of its like lower banquet hall.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they then find Ray.
Wow.
Who went through the hole. Now,
Okay. Hole he did. Hole she did.
Was he alive? Was like is that?
Oh, he was super dead, you guys. He was very.
I was hoping he was living in the Baltimore.
No, I
shouldn't make fun of that. That's a real dead person. Hey, this.
Hey, like I said, there's a happy ending, but I like your optimism. Like, oh, he fell through a hole and he walked away. He was okay though.
Wait, was it in the ceiling or like?
So, it may be difficult in an audio medium, but I'll try my best. So,
well, they'll show a graphic right on the thing, but he's dead.
Do we have a clip?
Yes. Play a clip real quick. So the hotel is a C-shaped building that is 13 stories.
Okay.
Part of the roof that he fell through is a 3-story building that is immediately adjacent to the kind of concave part of the C shape of the hotel.
Gotcha.
A 10-story difference, right?
Yeah.
The hole that he made is 45 feet out from the ledge of any place he could have possibly jumped off of.
Yeah.
That it is approximately 20 to 25 feet too far away for him to have got to. And then if he had come at the ceiling from the other side, it is a 20 feet height that he would have come off of.
Okay.
So the question then becomes like, how did he get here? Who did this?
Yeah.
And then what's also weird is there is no video evidence because whatever way he took to get into the hotel, there were 2 cameras and both conveniently were turned off that day.
Oh.
Well, lots of mystery, you guys. Lots of it deepens.
Real head scratcher.
So what I can say is it's almost definitely not. It was almost definitely foul play. Like almost everybody, that except for the police who called it like, oh, seems like he just jumped real good. So we're done. Case closed.
Of course.
But I am happy to say that, so thanks to the interest that Unsolved Mysteries stirred into it, there has been a grand jury that's opening the case again.
Cool.
They have already reached the determination that it's foul play. So they're going to get you, you son of a bitch. Whoever did this, they're going to find... I'm really invested.
Ian's on the case.
On this case. And I'm gonna find you, you sick son of a bitch, until it's the last thing I do. I swear to God. He was a nice man. Anyway.
Why do you do this?
That's So then I've got one last dark story, and then we can move into something lighter.
Okay.
But I just feel like it's something I really need to mention, kind of, because it's something that really just happened here in our neck of the woods. Y'all have heard? I saw all the Twitter stuff about Knott's Berry Farm. I thought maybe
what's going on at Knott's Berry Farm?
Oh, Chris doesn't know. Okay.
Oh my, how embarrassing.
I'm gonna look it up as you talk.
So about 2 nights ago, there was like a bunch of people posting, live streaming. Somebody shot up Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh shit! How did I hear about this?
Thankfully, nobody died. There was just there were 2 teenagers who did get injured. They got clipped. But holy shit, it was terrifying. Just to know that something like that, like, I think it was also that it was something like that happening to something so close to my childhood. You know, something.
Yeah. Well, I have people. I know people who live by there, so like.
Yeah. So I mean, our thoughts are with all of you, and we're glad that everybody's, you know, if not fine, certainly on the road to recovery already. So that's, you know, heartening to hear. But yeah, there was a dude. He went in drive-by style up the front gate, and apparently he shot through the turnstile and got some folks. Real bad. So hey everybody, take care. And how fucked up is it that, like, as soon as the parks open, like that's immediately some shit like happen.
Well, it happened with schools too. I mean,
it's true.
Immediately schools opened up to children, like shootings went up like 1,000%.
Yeah, you're right. Well, shit, I hate that, but
yeah, it's bullshit.
Hey everybody, yeah, we're wishing you well, and just shit.
Absolutely.
We're gonna catch you, son of a. We're gonna fucking put you away. It's the last thing that I do.
This is the turn of Ian's arc.
Just yelling at a wall.
I mean, are you talking to someone? No, go away.
So was that on a TV show? Was it aliens or what's up?
Oh wait, the Knott's Berry Farm thing? No, that was real. That was the thing that happened a little while ago. I saw that on Twitter.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna connect it back to the alien thing. Sorry.
I can't believe I didn't hear about that.
I was connecting it to like true crime, and hey, here's a true story of a crime that I know about.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That was the thread. That was the thread I was pulling.
That's funny.
Gosh. Oh, okay. And so I also really must. Here's a real uplifter, a real mood switch.
Okay.
I got someone to watch Buckaroo Banzai for the very first
time.
Oh,
sick!
Oh, hell yeah!
First superhero movie.
First one, guys.
First one.
Swag.
Like,
is it before the Rocketeer? Hang on.
I think it might be. I think it was 1984, wasn't it?
I'm gonna look it up. Keep going.
And I was gonna say, like, while I was watching it, I thought about that quote that Disney film director, I can't think of his name, but he was talking about how the movies that he liked most as a kid growing up were the ones where it was kind of a world that you could play in, and you could think of scenarios that would be fun to add on to. And so he would like watch the movies he liked as a kid and be like, "Oh, I guess that didn't really happen. I guess that was just in my head that thing." And I think Buckaroo Banzai is an amazing movie for exactly that.
Yeah.
Like it opens itself like what's the backstory of Perfect Tommy? Like how did they become friends? Like Perfect Tommy seems like a real second banana who's ready to fight Buckaroo. Like that'd be a fun story.
Perfect.
He's Perfect Tommy, but he's not. I feel like Buckaroo is like Joestar level.
Yeah.
And like Perfect Tommy is. If you guys have an appropriate comparison, go ahead. Yeah.
If he's a Joestar. What's his name? Hey Nick, what's the green one in part 3?
What?
Kakuin. You'd be Kakuin.
Oh, okay.
You think it's gonna be something.
And
no,
he.
Go ahead. Sorry.
He wants to get into, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, but Buckaroo Banzai is legit. Fucking awesome.
You guys, I cannot say enough nice things about it. It's just like, and also like the opening scene, you get to see the rocket car and the heart surgery.
Yeah.
And so,
fuck, like, I want to rewatch Buckaroo Banzai. Like now that we're talking about it, I haven't watched it in like fucking since maybe high school or like middle school.
Oh, it's worth the rewatch, man.
Yeah.
So we're it's a pretty quick movie. It's pretty quick. And just getting to enjoy just like the strangeness of explaining like there's most of it you can't, but like so this movie's about a surgeon. Well, he's a surgeon who's also an astrophysicist who's also in the most popular rock band in the world.
That's right.
Okay.
He's the biggest and strongest and the coolest.
And he's just like really good at everything, and he knows how to work alien technology just by looking at it.
That's right.
And if you watch the deleted scenes, his mom is Jamie Lee Curtis, which makes him objectively the coolest person in the world.
That's right.
So there you go.
Yeah, but it's one of Kevin Smith's favorite movies, if not his favorite movie from his childhood. I remember that. But it is like legit for anyone out there who's only ever watched like Marvel movies or that's like your big interest right now. Buckaroo Banzai is legit like the first superhero movie, and you could see like the woodwork, like being crafted.
Yeah,
that will later come on. I know a lot of people point to Rocketeer, but I mean like Rocketeer is 92 and Buckaroo Banzai is like 84.
Yep.
Fuck, dude, that movie's gonna be 40 years old.
Jesus Christ, man.
Buckaroo Banzai is fucking rad.
What's also trip? Like again, you get to really enjoy a movie when you watch it with someone for the first time because get you get, and to have the person I watched it with sit there and be like, wow, young John Lithgow, wow, young Christopher Lloyd, wow, this is wild.
It's like Army of Darkness, or not Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness. Like getting to watch that with people for the first time is fucking fun. Like, back when movies were movies, god damn it, and they were they were wild, and like, no, but legit, like for real, Buckaroo Banzai is awesome. Everyone should go check that out.
Boy, I love that movie. And then of course you get to have the fun of. Which I don't think you and I have ever done. If you guys do watch it, just know that I'm going to then want to pepper you with questions of like, okay, so you're in charge of recasting. We're gonna pick this up as a franchise now. We're gonna Star Wars it. Who's Buckaroo? Who's Pretty Penny?
Yeah,
I'm absolutely gonna want to do that.
I'm gonna rewatch it. We'll do it. We'll do it next time we talk.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll do a whole episode. Yeah.
Tune in for our fan cast.
We got to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. All right. What else, Ian? What else is going on?
Else, I'm trying to think of. So in relationship to my work, I'm actually reading a new book. I'm reading a book again.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So like one of the things I do is trying to. I have a kid who's supposed to be reading a little bit more, so I talked to his mom about like what we could do to try and get him into it.
Yeah.
So I'm reading alternate chapters out loud of World War Z with one of my clients.
Yeah. Okay, so have you ever? So you've read the book, right?
I've read the book, yeah.
And you can see why it was like my favorite book for like the longest time.
Yes, absolutely, I can. Yes, absolutely.
It's the best thing he wrote. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't read his Minecraft stuff.
Oh man, it's such a well crafted book. It's so good.
It's kind of wild, right? Like how good that book is.
It really is.
Like compared to everything that else was coming out at the time, this was at the height of the zombie craze. Walking Dead was about to get a TV show. The comics were in full swing, and like people were reading Zombie Survival Guide, which Max Brooks wrote. Was like a top seller comedy book that people were taking like for realsies because he put like actual science into it. And then you get into World War Z book, and it's like the most thought out, like intricate, like no, this is probably what would actually happen if zombies came out, both on like human level and a geopolitical level, and you still get really interesting human stories like thought out. It's an incredibly impressive book. Like it's wild.
And also what's crazy is, so like we just read the part about human trafficking or sneaking people across the border to get away from outbreaks. And it's so again, I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm saying this as a compliment, but it is crazy how much. Oh no, you got that exactly right. When the pandemic hits, this is the kind of thing that people will do, the kind of behavior that you will see.
Yeah. There's literally an entire chapter where people are denying zombies are a thing until one crashes through their goddamn sliding door.
But even then.
Yeah, man.
That book's amazing. I should reread it.
Like, this kid, like, he's gonna be in fucking love with books by the time I'm done. Like, just watch.
Okay.
That book.
I'll make him read it. He's gonna want to read a dictionary after me.
In high school, I must have read that book 5 times or something. I did a whole report on it for like my AP English class and a presentation on it. Wow. And I went into an in-depth thing about, zombies are cool and all, but this is like kind of a nitpick of how we get into wars and how wars are fought and the thought process behind them. And what does war actually mean? War doesn't end when someone like war. There's no one there. Like it's the lesson. It gives the lesson of there's no such thing as an all-out war. Wars end when someone gives up, and what does that mean? And just how people would react to that. Oh my god, it's wild how good that book is. And then I don't think he's written. I think he then went on to write like Minecraft stuff because of his kid, or something. Oh, by the way, Max Brooks is the son of Mel Brooks. In case no one knew.
Yes, I highly recommend that people check out. If you guys like a laugh, History of the World Part 1. Boy, howdy, some
I love
real yuck 'em up.
I still quote it. I know it's a stupid joke, but the 15 commandments turning into 10 is
so funny, guys. It's
great.
The fact that the horse is the same horse.
Yeah.
It's Miracle.
Oh, he just came out with a new book, so maybe I should read it. It's called The Evolution.
Ooh,
a first-hand account of the Rainier Sasquatch Massacre. So.
Oh my god! Wait, did I talk about the Sasquatch show on the Ghost podcast or the one before? Do you guys remember?
Oh, I don't. No, I don't even remember.
I don't think you ever brought it up.
Yeah.
So I'll just say this briefly. On on Hulu right now. Please, guys, go watch. There is a 3-part, half-hour series, documentary series called Sasquatch, and it is written. It was written by a guy who had worked as a drug farmer in Northern California, who claims that one of his coworkers witnessed 3 men being ripped apart by a Sasquatch in the weed fields.
Okay.
And then the documentary then goes on to not only be about Sasquatch and people who believe in it and all that and the mythology, but also, hey, here's the reality of like drug farming from the 80s to the 90s and what the DEA was up to at that time as far as surveilling private individual. It's really also like a kingpin kind of story. It's got so much going on. It's an hour and a half to watch. I really recommend.
Can you post me a link in Discord and I'm gonna watch it because that was on my list. So Max Brooks, I mean, I knew he wrote those Minecraft stuff. He's got comics, so that's up there. Maybe I'll check those out. But yeah, for anyone whose first impression of World War Z is the movie, the book is not at all like that. At all. Yeah. Like ooh. Not that I'm saying the movie's bad. I think the movie does a lot of cool stuff and was entertaining to watch. But it's not the book. Like the book is, it's kind of wild how good it is. Honestly, people should just give it a read. It's not even that long. I think
really runs at a.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really moves at a clip because it's almost all dialogue.
It's almost all dialogue. It's firsthand accounts. It also taught me, hey, for people who are into this, to ask the hard pressing questions for people who made some really wild decisions politically and economically that would affect people to be, and just how they would react, and that they're probably children inside, and that sucks. But like to ask like the hard questions and to give the context for that, And this fiction's book, it's wild. It was like a perfect thing for me to read, like at that age, right? Like it was everything that could have been. Which is why it was like my favorite book up until like I started reading Neil Gaiman or David Wong, aka Jason Pargin. Now he uses his real name now. Yeah, maybe I'll read his new one. Hopefully it's still good. World War Z's great. I read it so much the front cover's missing on my book.
Holy shit!
And I like wrote and took notes like within it. That was the first time I had ever done that.
Oh wow, that's first love. That's first love.
And it's the first time because halfway through I give up and I stopped taking notes. I should reread it, man.
Yeah,
I should. I love that book. I have fond memories. What else is up with you, Ian?
I mean, as far as media, I'm trying to think of anything else. I've been really digging into the back catalog of Soccer Mommy, which I don't know if that makes me an absolute hipster, but like, hey guys, I think they're real good. I sure like their stuff. And if you want, you should listen to the single Scorpio Rising. I think that's a real good song off of their album. It's real good. Soccer Mommy, they're not paying me, but it's Soccer Mommy. If you want to pay me to do anything, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah. If we're talking about music, Vince Staples' new album is really good.
I haven't got a chance to hear it.
It's very different. But I'm digging it. I like the direction. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, he's just a great lyricist and rapper. So either way,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Well,
fantastic
music-wise, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I guess like my new music thing I listened to was Sewer Slut's last album.
Oh yeah.
Essentially, it really is a swan song because right after it, she said she's done. So
yeah.
Oh wow.
It's my contender. Oh, so what? Go ahead.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah, it's in a 3-way contender for my album of the year.
Yeah.
The other two being Perturbator's new album and Alphamiss's latest album.
Okay.
All three incredibly different albums. Couldn't be more different. Doing very different things. So, that's going to be a fun decision if I ever have to make one. But they're great. They're great. Go check it out. So what else is up, Ian?
I think that's that covers kind of the big stuff. I could talk about what I'm looking forward to, and we could move on to that.
Perfect segue. What are you looking forward to?
Let's see. Okay. So I wanted to make sure everybody knows this coming week, or possibly the week when you hear this. I think depending.
I'm gonna try to get this up by tomorrow. So.
Okay, this coming week, y'all can see the new Wes Anderson film, which is the Paris Dispatch. It's going to be so good. It's star-studded. It's so many stars. I cannot list them all. And you can also see a new.
Dude?
Like, just to talk about this movie,
yeah,
they've
star-studded.
This.
Yo, man, what
this,
they be?
More stars than there are in heaven, you guys. More stars.
So none.
And then there's also going to be a Secret Invasion coming up really soon, which I'm excited about. Like, the idea that Sam Jackson is going to get a TV show, is just kind of exciting to me.
That is pretty exciting, actually. I forgot. I totally forgot.
And I think it's just. I don't think that it's necessarily coming up soon, but I do want to mention, like, we've already seen like 4 of the 6 Young Avengers, so we're probably going to be seeing a Young Avengers project coming up soon. Because y'all are you guys all caught up with all the Marvel stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there was something I didn't.
No, why not?
Caught up on Loki, caught up on all those shows and all that.
Yes.
So.
Oh, except MODOK. Just started watching MODOK, by the way.
I love that show so much.
MODOK is fantastic. I can't wait to finish it.
Oh, guys, okay. Speaking of Patton Oswalt in comic books, Sandman is finishing post-production right now.
That's right.
And Patton Oswalt is going to be playing the talking Raven.
Yeah, that I know.
Lord Drew.
Such a good cast, dude.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that.
Hope it's
That's going to be fantastic.
God, I hope they don't abandon it like American Gods.
No, the first 2 seasons really rocked me, and I haven't seen season 3 because I felt like they kind of did Mr. What's his name? Mr. Kamen. Nancy kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, well, that too. But what about you guys? What are you all looking forward to?
Nick, you want to go ahead?
I'm looking forward to finishing the 3 films from Fate Heaven's Field, so then I can talk about it next time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll give a full extensive review when we get next time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, finishing MODOK because I'm loving it. I really love the idea, so yeah, definitely want to finish that. I'm gonna finish going through Land of Lustrous since it's on Amazon, so I'll do that, and then I'm sure by next time we'll watch 4.0 plus 1.0. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We're all gonna have to get into that one, I imagine.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Let's see.
What about you, man?
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to finishing MODOK. MODOK's great. Looking forward to finishing Harley Quinn. I also think that's great. Loki is finishing up soon, and I hope it sticks to landing. I am looking forward to. I'm gonna start Odd Taxi, which the less I know about, apparently, the better. But that's piqued my interest for a while now. And what else? Guilty Gear. More and more Guilty Gear fighting game tournaments are coming up. So I'm going to try to participate in that because I haven't done one in a while. So the end of this month is Them's Fighting Herds. Fantastic fighting game, by the way, if anyone hasn't checked it out. I will be participating in that. I am going to participate in the EVO Online for this year, since they got whole new people running it. And that will be Skullgirls and Guilty Gear I'll be doing. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to go to a cool beer event this Saturday, and I'm really looking forward to that shit. It's a friend of mine's birthday this Friday, so I'm going to go to that. And then a lot more personal stuff. And the job that I'm working on that I can't say in public right now, but I love what I'm doing, and I love it so much. I love it much more. A lot of fun. I literally spent the last session just writing gags and talking like a psychopath because I have to say my jokes out loud in order to know if they're funny or not. And all my coworkers, because it's just we're in just one of our like living room working on this shit, and I told them, yeah, I'm gonna look like crazy, and they were like, yeah, that's what it was. But starting to get it now, and in fact, I gotta do some work for it before Wednesday, so I'll do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it that I can think of. But yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So, hey, Ian, do you know why Tony the Tiger stopped being a thing?
But stop being a thing? Sorry,
Yeah.
you cut out.
Oh, why Tony the Tiger stopped being a thing?
Why is that?
I know.
Because people kept sending the Twitter account furry porn of Tony the Tiger. And to the point where the Twitter account, and this is the day it died, had to go, hey everybody, stop sending us porn. Stop sending me porn through Twitter. And then that just blew up. And then Chester the Cheetah, this is a real twist. Chester the Cheetah responds, send it to me.
Oh no! Oh no!
So who knew Cheetos?
Based.
Let's get weird. Let's get weird, guys.
It really is the brand apocalypse, dude. We're living. It's so bad. So bad.
Hoped that Spaghetti was wishing us all a somber 9/11 Remembrance Day. It's gonna be the worst of it.
I forgot about that shit. Yeah. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Huh? I think you're getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah, your first plan should be getting by us!
Though you call yourselves bladers, you don't know the real truth about bay blading. There is a tremendous power hidden within bays. Since ancient times, the existence of bays can be found in moments throughout history. The power of Beyblades have been used to change the course of rivers and oceans. They have been used to defeat many armies and create huge empires.
You wouldn't be so tough without that helmet, little brother.
You're on, Proto Man.
Plasma power!
Missed me again, number one, son.
But I won't miss this time.
Oh no! He's gonna blast President Lincoln!
Ha! I knew you'd risk yourself for Mr. Lincoln.
마크도나르도 Simpson scandal update. Homer sleeps nude in an oxygen tent, which he believes gives him sexual powers.
Hey, that's a half-truth.
Shara, will you grant me one more wish? I wish for a mountain of handkerchiefs. Now, just let yourself cry, as much as you need to. You'll have plenty of handkerchiefs to help you through it.
Well, sir, treason season started early this year as a nuclear sub was hijacked by local man Homer Simpson.
Oh my God! I told him that photo would come back to haunt him.
Could Homer Simpson be a communist? His father spoke out on his behalf.
My Homer is not a communist. He may be a liar, a pig, an idiot, a communist, but he is not a porn star.
Hero call! This trap card lets me pick a monster and put him on the top of my deck. And I choose this. Elemental hero, Neos. Not so fast. Thanks to my stage select spell, he won't be there for long. Because now I get to shuffle your deck. So how do you like this? Bada bing! I'll shuffle these boys real good.
でも先輩結構みんなに優しいじゃん。なんか声かけてくれたりとか。でも香水もらったらなんかこんなんくれるって。嘘好きすぎ合うのすっごい恥ずかしい。明日バイトなんだけど。いつでもそこに。マジで
Iris!
Sarah.
Hang in there, Iris.
Please, stay away from Replifos. Let's live together. In a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist with you.
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Now it's time for the Pizza Head Show.
Hey everybody, I'm done trick-or-treating and now I'm gonna go for a stuffed crust pizza at Pizza Hut. Yay!
Not yet, Pizza Head. There's one more place to go.
I don't think anyone's home.
Sure there is.
Hello, trick-or-treat! Interesting hieroglyphics on this pizza. Ah!
Quick, Pizza Head, let's go upstairs.
Hey, who is here anyway?
It's your host, Count Steve.
Oh, nice place. You got it. Ah! I want to go to Pizza Hut now!
The Count will be happy to give you a lift.
Ooh, hey, put me down! Put me down!
See you next time.
I know a place that's peaceful and quiet. A place where animals play. It's called the forest, but every year we start forest fires. A careless match or cigarette and poof, fire. So the next time you're in the forest, be extra careful, okay?
If you knew it was me, would you have listened?
Will you hold it down out there? You guys are always fighting!
Enid Clinton, we've got business with your husband. What? John? Hal Jordan, another time shift. I'm up to speed. Carry on. No booby traps.
At least none that my ring can detect.
Make up your mind, would you?
뭐냐?
Have you noticed any change in Bart?
New glasses?
No, he looks like something might be disturbing him.
Probably misses his old glasses.
I guess we could get more involved in Bart's activities, but then I'd be afraid of smothering him.
Yeah, and then we'd get the chair.
That's not what I meant.
It was, Marge, admit it.
What's so special about Splinter?
Yo, dude, it's like Splinter's our dad, you know? I mean, what's so special about your dad?
Pepsi for TV game.
Mmm, 64 slices of American cheese. 64. 63. 2. 1.
Have you been up all night eating cheese?
I think I'm blind.
What? Good day to you.
My mother risked her life for me. And now you, too. I should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
Escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
I defeated you once, and I shall do it again!
No, Magneto. I let you win before, in order to learn your plan, to trap you. But now the victory belongs to the Fantastic Four.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power? No mere weapon can stop me. With but a gesture, I can destroy it, or turn it against you. Behold! I'll make it leap from your hand, and make you its target. Now!
Not this time, Magneto. This time I'm fighting for real.
It's impossible! It cannot be! Nothing can defy my magnetic power!
The Fantastic Four can. You're finished, Magneto. Surrender. You have no other choice.
Why? Why will the gun not obey me? My power is gone. I'm helpless. Magnetism. It was my greatest weapon.
Okay, Richards. We'll take care of him now.
First, tell me, how did you do it? How did you take away my power?
I didn't, Magneto. I merely tricked you.
You lie. I couldn't control your gun. You made me lose my magnetism.
You're wrong. I just guessed that you'd overlook one simple thing. Your magnetic power only works on metal, like all magnets. But my gun isn't real. I made it out of wood, specially to fool you.
Wood? A wooden gun?
That's why your power didn't work. And it's why you're a prisoner of the police now. Take him away, men.
A wooden gun. He tricked me with a wooden gun.
We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got it.
One trick is to tell them stories that don't go anywhere. Like the time I caught the ferry over to Shelbyville. I needed a new heel for my shoe. So I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they called Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Now, to take the ferry cost a nickel, and in those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 B's for a quarter, you'd say. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have white onions because of the war. The only thing you could get was those big yellow ones.
Eric!